Welcome back, family, to another Hardwood and Astroturf talk show where we talk sports. Today, we got NBA on the list and we got F1. The F1 season opener was today, so we can definitely hit some points on that. It was exciting, a little bit disappointing in some areas, but hey, we can touch on it all. We are the Hastro Bros, and I want to welcome you guys to the stream as well. I know you guys are always here, but I just want to welcome you guys. Um, Rayvon, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. A lot of scoring in the NBA this week for the whole month, as a matter of fact. So we got to
Yeah,
dive deep into that, see what's happening that's really changed. I don't know, that's got the uptick in scoring going. Uh, and interested in thoughts on F1 too. It was a heated race to start of the season. A lot of changes, and I guess we can talk about how them changes affect the race today. So yeah,
definitely, definitely. Sir
All right.
Hakeem was the action,
Well,
my brother.
everything's good. Hey, so just having a pretty chill week. NBA was exciting this week. I saw Lakers beat Raptors. That was pretty good. So much to talk about this week for sure.
Nice, nice. Always, people, as always, we, the House Rebels, would appreciate if you hit that like button as you're watching. Also, if you haven't already, this is your first time watching us, subscribe to the channel. We definitely appreciate that. And if you know someone who would enjoy this content, share it with them and let them join the Hastro family. Now, before any further talk, let's dive right into our prediction recap from last week. Now, previous week, my boy Rayvon had a dire situation going. Like he went 0 for 3. Like he didn't get anything right. But this week, my boy bring it back with a flush. Talk to us
that's
about
right.
that and how you feeling this week, my
Are
brother.
feeling on top of the world? On top of the leaderboard too?
Yeah,
As
for
you would
sure.
expect. Points
Yeah,
and
Yes,
links in
yes.
these men. Points and links in these men.
yeah,
We can show up the prediction leaderboard right now. Um, I'm in first with 26 points. Hans in second with 23. Well, he and Cody tied for second with 23.
yeah.
Hakeem.
I would say Cody ahead of me because he was
Uh,
ahead of me before I
but
was, But hey,
hey, neither here nor there. Um, but second and third, that was split between you two guys. And
yeah, for sure.
Hakim, we gotta get some bonus, bonus points to catch up, man. For
No
real.
worry. Me and Hakim had a pretty rough week
Yeah,
this week. I mean,
Yeah,
my
it wasn't the
predictions
best.
wasn't too bad, but I just didn't get the outcome.
yeah.
That's the only thing. But we can dive right into it. Speaking of that, though, let's talk about the Hawks versus Hornets game. That game was, to me, for the most part of the game, pretty good back and forth game. What are your guys' thoughts about that one?
Well, for me, it started out back and forth, and then the fourth quarter, uh, boy, I don't know where PJ Washington come from. He just steal the show. He and Terry
Yeah,
Rozier to a little bit too. Terry Rozier was hitting some big shots in them moments, and every time the Hawks get opportunities to make a comeback, they either miss or even if they scored, the Hornets just went back the other side of the court and execute. Like it was just big shot after big shot, and the lead just keep building and building and building. The Hawks
for
lost
sure.
all momentum, and it was a tight,
That's the thing.
it was a nice one.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
then
feel like
and then
the
to add to that,
Hornets picked up the momentum and it was like the dying moments of the fourth quarter, basically, like a few more minutes left. Hawks didn't have it in the tank, and the Hornets just sting them. And what can I say, man? Hakeem, anything from you?
and then to add, Trey, as I said, the Hawks gonna go with Trey Young, and Trey
Yeah,
Young it wasn't the bucket, the balls weren't really falling for him. The buckets weren't really falling,
yeah,
and he was kind of, as a result of that, he decided to go pass first. So he got a lot of assists, but he wasn't really contributing much on the offensive end in terms of scoring.
yeah.
So that really hurt the Hawks. But the Hornets played well. As you said,
Mhm,
PJ Washington picked up in the fourth. Lamelo had a steady 22.
mhm,
Overall, they played well. They
mhm,
played well.
mhm.
I didn't expect such a wide margin,
Mm-hmm.
but it was an exciting game nonetheless.
Yeah, it wasn't such a wide margin. It only happened in the fourth quarter, and then in the
But they were scoring
minutes.
by 10 points in the fourth quarter,
Yeah,
31.
correct,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
correct.
sure.
So it was the lead just got a lot bigger because the Hawks couldn't find any offense, and the Hornets couldn't miss. So, as I tell you, if you go into offensive warfare against the Hornets, you're probably going to lose because their offensive execution is exceptional. They're one of the best 3-point shooting teams, and once you let them get hot, is night nurse because they gonna be looking back at all.
That's the thing too. I think Hawks defended the perimeter for the majority of the game fairly well.
Hmm.
Most of the points came from the within the paint from the
Yeah,
Hornets,
yeah,
and once PJ Washington went off, the perimeter was
That was
free,
it.
yeah.
and yeah, it was done. Anyways, your boy Rayvon got that. I think I
I
got
got
that
that.
wrong for sure.
I'm pretty sure I
And
got
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Hakim did not ditch the Hornets. He stayed
And
with the Hornets.
yeah,
So
for sure.
he got that one, his only one. So we already
And you go
know
put it
where
like
this
that.
going for the rest. Yeah. Let me talk about the Nuggets and 76ers game. That was a pretty interesting game as well.
The game with the two bigs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
you could go Hakim.
I was just saying, it was a game with two bigs. I like the way B was going at Jokic. They both dominated well, hit some threes, got some buckets. I didn't get to watch the entire game, but the clips I saw, I just felt like 76ers just played well. I can't remember what Harden got, how many points Harden contributed with,
20
but
something.
he got 27 points. Yeah,
Standard. Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24. They were
Hmm.
just, overall, they played well, like the way they moved the ball. Tyrese Maxey, he keeps shining. He only had
Yeah.
19 points, but
That
he's been a,
energy.
yes, he's been a major fan. He played for 2 minutes too, so he played high minutes,
Hmm.
and he was just going. But I like the way they played, to be honest.
Nice, nice. What about you, Rayvon?
I, you know, I was a little bit disappointed in the match in the sense of I really wanted to see Embiid and Jokic go at it, but the thing is, Jokic didn't need to go at it because Bones Highland was there to save the day. He was going
Bones
off.
Highland.
He was
Oh my
going
God.
off, man.
Like him, he played the same role that PJ Washington played
Yep.
in the other game,
In the Hornets game.
because it came back down to those dying moments
Hmm.
where the energy picked up. Bonsallen hit some crazy 3-point
Yeah.
shots, and I was like, "Yo, this is it, 76ers."
Hmm.
Like I had them to win, and I was hoping that they would pull it off, but
Same.
again, that dying moment cost me my points. I don't
Cause your
understand.
points.
Yeah, it cost me my points. Speaking of, let me deal with Celtics and Warriors.
Hmm.
We know that Steph had to go early,
Yeah.
and Jordan Poole did play a good
Yeah.
game,
He had a
but
30 piece.
yeah, I mean, even with that, we see the value in Steph in that team.
Hmm.
So talk to us about
Well,
that.
for me personally, I feel like even if Steph was in the game, it would have been tough. The Celtics defense were just swarming the Warriors from the jump of the game. Like from both teams,
Yeah,
I think both teams were missing a lot in general. But um, the Celtics kept their defensive intensity on a high throughout the whole game. Uh, it
yeah,
just came to a point where they executed offensively a little bit better than the Warriors. Maybe if Curry was there, maybe they would have scored a little bit more points. But I felt as
I
though
think
the 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 Celtics put their identity on that game rather than the other way around. You know, the Warriors like to play fast, play free. They weren't getting that type of game. You were getting more the Celtics
right.
identity, playing it rough, grimy, a defensive battle, and the Celtics won it through that, in my opinion. But some may say that Curry would have probably found a way to burst it, which is possible. But me personally, how the game was being played, I don't think that the Warriors were playing to their style of play.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I think
I mean
Celtics had
mhm.
good defense as well. Go ahead, Hakim.
I mean, watching the game, right? Celtics were definitely outplaying the Warriors, especially in the first quarter. But I do believe if Steph didn't go down, I think it would have been end up being a different game. Because Steph likes to get hot sometimes. He normally gets hot in the first 3 quarters, but if he's not hot in the first 3 quarters, he explodes in the fourth quarter normally. And I think that would have been a case where they would have been able to like rally around Steph as well as Clay, obviously, and Jordan Poole, and just find a way to get back into the game. Now, Steph going down, I think also had a psychological effect on Golden State. Because that's like, Clay was down for a long time. Now Steph is down, and definitely at the time they probably didn't know how long Steph was going to be out for. But not having one of your main players, your arguably your best player, had to be demoralizing when you're already down to the Celtics. And then Celtics just kept piling it on. So I mean, Celtics played well, but if Steph was there, I think it would have been a really different outcome, to be honest.
I, I
I don't
disagree with
think
that a little
so.
bit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
disagree with that a little bit. Reason being because Jordan Poole still come out and give you 30, so I don't feel like they were as
yeah.
demoralized as.
But
I would say he
but he
stepped
but
up
he
actually.
he, he stepped up, yeah, but he got 30 when Steph wasn't there. But I still believe if he was Steph was there, they could have done him even better.
Hmm.
Or Steph might have been able to hit the more clutch shots or more timely shots or a higher efficiency. How many I don't know how many shots I can't remember how many shots Jordan Poole took to get that 30. But if Steph was there, it would have been. I think it would have been a really a big difference, to be honest.
Fair
And then
point.
think about even defensively, right? You
Mhm.
would have had to focus on another player, so their attention was going to be split.
Yeah.
And they just kind of it was only had to probably swarm Clay and now Jordan Poole. Without two of those guys, they're Golden State doesn't really have that offensive threat. So if Steph there, you split your defense, you got to make sure you can't really double team anybody that kind of way.
Right.
So more shooters gonna be open. So I think that would create a lot more space in the floor as well too.
But honestly, from what I saw in the game, Celtics defended the perimeter well. I
Hmm.
saw Marcus Smart
Yeah.
picked off a pass from. I don't know if it was Steph before Steph went off, but he picked up a pass in midair quickly and got the turnaround.
Hmm.
Jason Tatum has some steals, Jalen Brown as well. So I think that the Celtics defense was good enough. Even if Steph was there, I still think that the Celtics would have pulled this off,
Yeah,
to be
they
honest.
actually got the number one defense in the league. So, and speaking of volumes, in my eyes, truthfully, they
Yeah,
they just executing on that end of the court, and that's what's winning them the games.
for sure, for sure. So without Peoples, like Rayvon said, he's at the top, cruising with 26 points.
Yep, yep.
Then we got myself and Cody in second, and then Hakeem trailing behind in fourth position. But
We
you
gotta find
know,
a way, man. We gotta find a way. We gotta get Hakim a booster because we
You
try
got
to.
you
Yeah,
got you got to play the
yeah,
five
we gotta give you
games.
some
It's
sort of
hard. It's hard.
booster.
It's hard to catch up on 3 games.
All right, I think we
but
can
I
do
mean,
it.
if you're getting four out of if you're getting one out of five, that's you still ain't going anywhere. We gotta give you somewhere that everyone you get more points for that one because you don't seem to pass 66% when it
Eh,
comes to these predictions, buddy.
We gotta give you something else, man, to give a booster. Uh, Playoffs coming up, so
Yeah,
it's a good play.
we can make it competitive, and we can try not to put Lakers in any of the predicting games because we know how
You
that
got
might
me
go.
Lakers.
um, anyways, people, let's move on to talk about the high scoring teams and players
yes,
this
man.
week. It started off with players hitting 30s on a regular. The season was looking steady at that point, and then people start to hit 50s recently. And everybody, like Jason hit 50, we had Durant hitting 50, and then your boy Cat hit a 60, and somebody else decide they're gonna hit
Mine
In,
is
62.
in less
62.
than 24 hours, in less than
Yo,
he get
points to
jealous.
prove, points to prove.
Still sharp and still.
He get jealous, man. And then right after that, and on the day we only had one basketball game on the schedule, Sadiq Bey with a
Yeah.
51 point chicken nugget. I don't
Hmm.
understand, boy. Like, I don't know what it is at the beginning of the season. Remember at the beginning of the season, it was like the man couldn't score in the trees. You remember
Yeah,
struggling real bad on offense.
because they weren't calling any fouls as
Yeah,
much too.
exactly. And I feel like that is a big factor as to why things have changed so much. If you look at these past few games, those same guys that we called out had a lot of free throws to shoot. As compared to what was happening at the beginning of the season, we see
Exactly.
James Harden struggling at the beginning of the season without getting lack of full calls. We see a lot.
Hmm.
Embiid is the only exception; he get fouls regardless. Um,
Yeah.
but a lot of people were struggling to get to the free throw line, and then just like that, the referees just say, "Free it," and just blowing the
And
whistle at everything. So
Adam Silver probably made that call and like, yeah, yeah, guys, we gotta stop calling these. We gotta stop calling these fouls.
So I think that played a big part as the way we had so many of these 50-point games over the couple of couple of weeks, really and truly. And I think this has been like the highest average uh, net rating per team for a month in league history. I don't know the exact value, but it's probably over 115 points per game or so, something like that.
Wow.
So
Man scoring.
yeah, people getting buckets, and at the beginning of the season, don't forget the guys had a new ball too. So the change from the Spalding to the Wilson ball. So I think that might
Yeah,
have played a factor too. I mean, people might say that as a small thing, but I mean,
minor, yeah, mine.
yeah, but I think it does have an impact that
A
could be,
different feel,
yeah.
a different feel to it. Yeah.
So
That's fair. Any thoughts on like the 60 point bosses though? Because I
So,
think that was pretty impressive this week.
let's we could talk about Cat first. Like, I watched Cat,
Yeah, let's talk
and
about Carl. Yeah.
I it was impressive. He got his point. I think a good set of points in the third and fourth. He only got the 60 point with 2 minutes. I think 2 or 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So he got it late, but he was hitting three. He was getting a lot of dunks. So a lot of his work was in the paint. Obviously, because he's a big man, but he still hit a high percentage of threes, which was even more impressive. And he was he was cooking all through the game. So he was
His
fairly.
threes look effortless.
He
I
doesn't. He
ain't gonna
doesn't jump. He
lie.
doesn't. He doesn't jump, right? But
Yeah.
it was impressive, and then to see how he got it, and it was also. I don't think they didn't really blow. I can't remember who the
Nah,
opponent.
they
Who
was
the opponent.
Spurs. Yeah, it was
It was
Washington.
Spurs, yeah.
Spurs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was solid. I just like the way he played. Obviously, the team fed him the ball too. But he just played well. To be honest, all around. But he got a lot of easy dunks. He got a lot of easy dunks.
But he had to work for some of those dunks. I can't say that all of them were easy, but yeah.
Right, he got a good side dunks and rebounds to offensive rebounds. He
yeah,
was he was all over it. He's motivated again. He's motivated to play again at a high level.
yeah.
I think that was missing from him for a while.
Cat had 32 in the third quarter, like, and it was like from everywhere in the court, as Hakim is saying, drove into the basket, more drives than anything, drove into the basket, um, shooting above the break, from the 3 point area, free throws. The thing about it, he didn't really shoot a lot of mid range shots or anything. That it was
No,
like
just threes dunks, threes
threes,
dunks.
dunks,
Yeah.
layups, anything like
Yeah,
that, and
Mhm.
guy was just going off. He had 56 at the end of the third. The final shot to me at 60, he would have scored like this three from almost by the logo. Like
yeah.
a big man doing that. Think about that. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that was one of the most special performances of these 60 point games. But I don't feel like the media really giving any attention compared to when Kyrie scored 60. Truthfully, it was a
Because
little weird to
Because
me.
of the
Kyrie
amount
was
of
more.
work.
Yeah,
So like Cat had to put in a lot of work. Like he dogged for that
yeah,
60, in
yeah,
my opinion. Like you guys say, he was always driving to the basket, getting dunks or layups. And if the three look was there, he took it
yeah,
and he hit it. But I feel like he had to work throughout the entire game, like just working at it, getting to the basket, getting them points
yeah.
in order to get. But when Kyrie did it, like it was so flashy,
Mm-hmm.
it was so smooth,
Sure.
it was
Exactly.
so efficient.
Yeah.
Like
And he had it basically in the third quarter. He basically had it in the third quarter.
Yeah.
He
But
barely
both of
played
them
the
did.
fourth quarter.
Yeah.
yeah,
So and he was getting and for Kerry was getting it at will, off the dribble,
Yeah.
3 point mid range, to the box to the
Yeah.
rim.
Guys in
He
his
was getting it.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing anything like off the screens.
exactly.
He was it was effortlessly.
Yeah.
Off the catch, not
Hmm.
just throw it up. It went in.
Yeah. And he's one.
Know how smooth he does be when he right to the basket as
Exactly.
well.
I was
Like
about to say one of the best finishers in the rim, one of the best finishers at the rim, and he's one of the smallest guys in the league. Like the guy just made it look beautiful.
He,
yeah, for sure.
Orlando must have been Orlando fans must have been crying watching Kerry doing this.
Yeah. That's the second time some boy scored 50 on them for this season.
Like, I don't know what the guys be doing, right? But they beat the Brits off Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And to a point, I think the fans it must have been like, disappointed at first, but then I did realize they might be watching history. They probably couldn't help themselves but like
Yeah,
clap and just
but yeah,
appreciate the work that Kerry was putting there.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that's.
but the way how he do it though, like it was like you only come to play basketball, so let me just
Let me just
toss
cook
up.
you right here, right now.
Yeah, I don't like Durant didn't even have to have a great game that game. Like
Yeah, normally when
Kyrie
you
was so
no,
good.
yeah, normally when you have a player that's cooking like that, what you do as a good teammate, you kind of like feed him the ball and make
Yeah,
sure it's
exactly.
not about you getting your points, it's about you distributing and getting the assists. Because he's clearly it's all about first and foremost it's about winning. So when Kyrie's playing that kind of way, all Kevin Durant has to do is really pass him the ball, get him the ball. If he finds an opening, get a bucket or two. But it's really about facilitating Kyrie and making sure he gets these 60. Team first, to be honest. But Kyrie and Kevin Durant's not a selfish player. I find he's really not a selfish player. If it was some other players on some other teams, maybe they were like, I gotta get mine too to help maybe offset the flow.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds like
So
a
like
man up
who
for Lakers.
I ain't walk on the names. I ain't walk on the names. I ain't walk on the names.
call him out, man?
He on the Lakers, man. I can't call my team. I can't call my team. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
but
So who would you give the crown to the 60 point crown to? Cat or like Cat grain for his Kyrie? I don't want to say that he didn't grind face, but he didn't have to grind as hard. But he
Mhm.
made it look easy, made it look beautiful, you know, made it look exciting to watch.
Mhm.
So who would you give the crown to for that 60 point last week?
Um, well, me personally, I gotta be a little bit biased here with my guy Cat from the Timberwolves. So
Yeah, because
I
that's
gotta
your team,
go.
huh?
I watched the game all the way through. I see he cooking Jakob Pertl in that third quarter, cooking Zach Collins in that third quarter. Like I don't even know what Pop was doing. Pop wasn't even trying to stop me. To be honest, he was just like, at this point, you could just go and score 60. The only thing, my thing about it is, he could have had so much more points if he wasn't in foul trouble. That was the reason why he only came back and played like the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. Coach
Yeah,
probably just
because
said,
I realized that
yeah,
he was really close to 60, and then he
mhm,
came back late in the fourth
yeah,
to try to get the
yeah,
60, and he
correct,
actually did.
yeah,
So
It's an
I,
iconic number, yeah.
yeah,
yeah. So I feel that he could have probably had 70 if he wasn't in foul trouble. Truthfully, he probably might have played more of the game because this game was actually pretty close. Even though they scored maybe like almost 140 points, it was the defense was non-existent in that game, um,
right.
but the offense was on another level. I gotta give it to my guy Cat on
You,
that
but,
one.
but you could have said the same thing about Kerry. Kerry could have gone on 70 points if Steve Nash would have let him play the fourth quarter, basically.
Yeah,
I was
Steve
probably,
just
Nash,
going to say
but no, but
if Cat has scored 70, you
mhm.
know Kyrie would have want to score
but
some
but
sort of number
but
too.
the context is different, as I was saying. The game was still close. They were like
yeah,
the
for Cat,
Timberwolves were
yeah.
up like 10 going into the fourth quarter. Like that's still pretty close.
Yeah,
Um,
but what I'm saying
mhm,
is that Kyrie was still enough that he could get that number as well. Because
mhm,
I feel like because Cat hit that 60, that motivated Kyrie to say, all right, let me try to do something special tonight.
mhm, mhm,
Let me try to hit 60 points or whatever. Because as soon as he hit these 60, it's like he just walk off basically and, let the
mhm,
rest of the players play.
mhm.
It's not like he went to demoralize that 60 and went further. Like he just wanted to prove that, or yeah, I got
Yeah,
it
you
in me.
basically
I
right
could
there,
put
so
that
because I was
60.
going to get the 60.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Exactly.
For me, it's hard. I think
It's
when I
scary
look at
for
the
me,
two,
by the way.
it's
It's
scary for
it's
you.
scary
All
for me.
right.
For sure, for
So
sure.
when I look at the two performances, I must say Kyrie's performance was obviously more appealing to the eye. The way he was, being a smaller man myself. I'm not a big man. I'm not
Mhm,
7 feet tall.
mhm.
So just watching the way he handles the ball, the way he drives to the basket, his mid range, his 3 point, it was just like a work of art.
Mhm.
But
It
at the
was
same time,
colorful, man. It was
but,
just
but at the
beautiful.
same
I
time,
agree.
I feel like him being a guard, there are expect to be almost as explosive. I'm not saying every guard is gonna go for 60, no,
Yeah,
but they
Mhm.
can have that skill set.
yeah, are they?
So to me, so for me to see Carl Anthony Towns get 60 from hitting threes, baskets, layups, but really the threes is
Mhm,
also impressive from all around the court.
mhm,
I know he did win the 3 point contest, but to just see that performance for a big man,
mhm,
it's just like I think I have to give it to him.
mhm.
I got to agree with everyone on this. I just have to give
Yeah,
it to him because that's something you just don't see too often,
exactly.
especially in this day and age.
Mhm,
The skill set he has is unrealistic. So
mhm,
I
mhm.
really have to give it to Cat. His is more special to me. His is more
Mhm.
like almost surprising to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I
And
would
I
probably
got
say his is more deserved, but in terms of like the way the
Yeah, the
60th point
aesthetic.
was made, like yeah, like the whole journey for me is everything. Cat had to
I,
dog his out, like I was
yeah,
saying, but Kyrie's
and
was like, like every single bucket,
Mhm,
everybody was on their feet or something. Like
mhm.
this man, I don't know if you saw the layup when he was like stretched out, almost like
On the
MJ, but it
floor,
was
yeah,
close to the ground.
yeah,
mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he just tossed it up
yeah,
and it
and the
went
score,
in.
yeah.
yeah, but
Man,
but
that guy.
but even to add, right? Let's not forget too. We also have to look at the quality competition each person was playing against. So Cat was playing against the Spurs,
Mm.
which is a way better team than the Magic. So so when Gary gets 60 against the Magic, that's great. But he's playing against the Magic, and it was a blowout game. So it's
It's
like
relative.
less pressure was on Kyrie's back to go for his 60. Yeah, he won his 60, but it wasn't like he got to make sure everybody has to score.
Mhm,
He's going to pour again in the bucket next possession. But for Cat, it was relatively a close game. They had him every possession was precious, so he had to ensure that he was scoring, and not it was more pressure to make sure they win the game. 'Cause at the end of the day, you still have to win the game. That's your
exactly.
first priority. So
Exactly.
I really for those reasons I have to give it a Cat. I got to Spur. Yeah, I have to give it a Cat.
That was fair, man. That was fair. I to each his own. I can't really go back and forth with who should really get it because it's not like it's a award or anything, right?
Yeah.
So that's fair. Um, let me move back to the Warriors and Steph being out because we know Steph is a vital part of that team. And like we said earlier, Jordan Poole did step up, but it wasn't enough. How is Warriors going to cope with the loss of Steph Curry being out indefinitely at this point? And like, how are they going to, I guess, make it to the conference final even in the West
Well,
with Steph out?
let me start off. I think they're saying that he should be back by the first round of the playoffs. I don't know how
Okay.
far into the first round or whatever the case may be. But it don't. The injury isn't as bad as something that would keep him out for the whole playoffs, according to the reports that I would have seen. Um,
Hmm.
so you don't gotta go that far. But in terms of this stretch, maintaining their positioning is another factor that is to be considered. Um, right now they're 47 and 23 on the season. They got about there's 11 games left. No, 12 games left. Yeah, they got 12 games left,
Hmm.
and they got a couple teams behind them that might be coming to take the spot. We got the Jazz coming up. We can talk a little bit more about the standings later on, but just for context for this specific discussion, like you want you want to put yourself in a position that you could keep maintain home court advantage. So um, if they go on a losing streak right now, a lot of the teams behind them could probably make some ground, come up,
Yeah.
maybe even take them out for that position, pushing them further down. I don't know how big a deal that may be. It can affect the matchups that they get in terms of who they're going to play against first in the first round. But that can be interesting to see how the Warriors weather the storm, given that Steph is such an integral part of their offensive identity. So I think it's going to be tough. I think Andrew Wiggins is also. Oh no, that he plays a big part in their offensive identity, but
Hmm.
that's another loss. So this is going to be like Draymond on Clay. I I don't see Clay being the one to really go and take over like the offensive. Like be the person to be the.
He's more of a spotter
Yeah.
shooter. He
Yeah,
doesn't like
yeah,
to dribble. He doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to have the same impact that Steph has, or the level of, I should say, he might have a similar impact, but not to the level of Steph. And I feel like this might be a little bit of a rocky patch for them. They might lose a couple games, but hopefully for their sake, they could hold on to the seed that they have. We'll see how Draymond could contribute with Steph out. He wasn't really that great of a player when it was none of those guys on the court with him.
Hmm.
You know, so we shall see. I think it's going to be a rough stretch to end off the season for them with Steph out.
Yeah.
Good
I
point.
do believe. I mean, the Steph is always going to be a big loss. But with 12 games left, I think this is going to have Steve Kerr's going to really have to go in his bag and pull
Yeah.
all his magic tricks to ensure that they don't really lose too much ground on the upcoming teams. And they do have a couple games in hand, not in hand, but ahead of, I would say, the Jazz. Jazz is the closest team in fourth right now, and they
Yeah.
got Warriors have 3 games on them. But when I look at the Warriors like fixtures for the next couple of weeks, they got some big games. The Heat, they got Grizzlies,
Correct.
Suns, Jazz. So these are
Gonna be
pivotal
tough.
games. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a moment in time for Jordan Poole to shine. And when we, and when you look through history, look at some of the big stars that go down. You normally find upcoming stars rise to the occasion. People you might not even expect, right?
Yeah.
Like how Celtics in the when Kyrie got injured back, I think it was 2017, I think it was 2017 or 2018. And Jason, that's when Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown came up. Terry Rozier became Scary Terry. So I think this is a time for Jordan Poole to come up and for the other players to really show their colors. So I don't think they'll lose too much ground. It might lose a game or two initially, but I think Clay is going to help weather the storm. He's going to show his seniority. Draymond is going to have to play outstanding defense. And Jordan Poole went for 30 against Celtics. So Jordan Poole is capable of going for at least 20 points per game once he gets the amount of shots that Steph would have, at least some of the shots that Steph would have had if he was there. So with this allocation now, I think they should be able to hold their position. If at worst, probably maybe drop to fourth. But with 3 games up on the Jazz, with 12 games left, I think they're gonna find a way. I think they're gonna find a way.
Yeah, I think Jordan Poole got a lot on his hands because it doesn't seem like Clay is going to step up like you guys say. And I saw it in that game that they played with the Celtics. Like he wasn't the leader in the offensive side of the Warriors play. So I think Jordan Poole got to find a way to get the ball to Clay so that he could contribute as well as he's capable of. And then he's also got to pull the rabbit out the hat to get Warriors where they need to be for sure, for sure.
The hat or the
So
rabbit could work too.
yeah, 'cause that's a almost impossible
Yeah,
feat, right?
exactly.
So yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, so let me take a look at the standings between the West and the East, and I don't know if you want to lead us through that, Ravon,
We
and
could
talk about
start with
that.
the East first. Uh, so I just think that is a good point. No, to talk about it a little bit. Yes, the season isn't finished, but we could
Hmm.
get an idea of like uh, who's what and who's where, who we think are going to match up against each other, who you think we would overtake each other in the standings, etc.
Yeah.
Based on the current level of play. We only got a handful of games left in the season, maybe about 10 to 12 for most teams. So it should be it should be an interesting battle because a lot of teams are bunched up, especially in that middle area, below like the top three seeds, but above
Yeah.
the bottom five. Well, above the bottom nine, the bottom seven or so. Uh, but right now, as I said, let's start with the East, and in the East. So right now we have from the Celtics down to the Raptors, pretty close to each other in terms of distance. Maybe about the maximum here is the Raptors, three and a half games away from the Celtics. Like you got 10 games. If you go on any type of losing streak, you could easily cough up one of these positions. The
But even
Bulls,
to add
yeah,
even to add to
yeah,
that, Ravon, 76ers and the Celtics have the same amount of wins, and 76ers are in second right now, and
yeah,
Celtics are in fourth.
yeah,
So like you give it incorporate these 76ers into that, to be
yeah,
honest.
exactly. They could go and lose three in a row, and quick so the Celtics might win two, and then the Celtics might be able to take the second seed or the third seed, depending on if the Bucks move up or move down. Right, so
Hmm.
there's a lot of gymnastics going on. Regarding the plane, right now the East plane is pretty close. To
Yeah.
me, the Nets and the Raptors are close, relatively so, but the Raptors only have 31 losses. Uh,
Hmm.
the Nets will have to go on a pretty big winning streak to maybe catch the Cavaliers or the Raptors. I don't see the Raptors or the Cavaliers losing more games than they will win. And even if that's the case, I don't see the Nets really catching them. I think the Nets are going to be set in that A spot. If they were to win their Nets 10 games, if there was to go on a 10 game win streak to end the season, that would be absolutely insane. I feel like maybe that might put them maybe sixth or fifth. I feel like
Hmm.
the Cavaliers can stay pretty put in that position at the moment, and the Hornets and the Hawks are the. I mean, it's not really a big battle, really and truly, when you think about it, because however it
Yeah.
falls, they can probably end up playing each other for the 9-10 playing game, and I guess it's just a matter of who will get home court advantage, really and truly. So I feel like this can be a seesaw thing right down to the last game of the season. These guys gonna be battling for the ninth spot. I would say. Um,
Who you think can come on top if they had to do it? You
right
think
now,
the Hornets gonna sting them again?
I think Trey Young can try to hit another gear and put the Hawks in a better position.
Hmm.
I am not sure who has a tougher schedule coming up, but regardless of tough schedule or not, I feel like Trey Young would want to put the team in a better position and would do his best to do so.
I mean, to get where to get offer exactly
to get
to
uh,
get.
to get at least to the ninth seed to get some home court
But,
advantage.
but that would help. But that's I seen that you still got to play 2 games, so that's
Either way, but yeah, you got. But the whole point is you want to have any advantage,
a
however
better
small.
chance.
Yeah, however small it may be, some type of advantage.
But then being in 10th right now, they could even try to catch technically the Nets, which is only 2 games ahead.
Hmm.
But either way, if ninth or 10th, they get home, they won't even be able to get home advantage against that first playing game.
Hmm.
But other than that, they're gonna be away against the Raptors or Nets. if these standings stay like how they are right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have a Nets against anybody. I got Nets to go through, but I don't even know. So let's say Nets beat the Raptors first game. Maybe they got to face the Raptors.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. That would be more. Anything can happen in that game.
Yeah.
But if the Nets was to somehow lose to the Raptors in the first playing game,
Yeah. That'd be
I don't.
crazy.
It would be crazy. I got the Nets to win. It
But
will be kind of what will be kind of funny is that because it'd be a home
Raptors could
game.
turn up, so
They can, but it'll be funny because Nets will be a home game. If they lost to the Raptors, Nets would then have to play the home game against the Hornets or Hawks, which then means Curry might not be able to play
play.
yeah,
unless
Yeah,
something had to change between now and then.
but
Now,
but if they do that and they end up getting the A seed, I like that Miami Brooklyn first round of the playoffs type of thing. That should be exciting if that does
yeah,
happen.
for sure.
So I guess what's the next one? We got. We could talk about the West real quick.
I
Uh,
mean, if we want to dive in on the West, we could definitely take a break right now. I think the people watching would definitely like to get a nice breakdown, like how you did the East
yes,
for the
sir.
West, and then we could definitely look forward to who's going to be in good seed for the playoffs and the playing games. So with
Right.
that said, peoples, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere too long. We're going to be here back quickly. So we'll be back. We are back, Astro family, to talk about the West Conference and the teams in that seed and who we think would get into the play-in and playoff rounds and possible matchups. So we can go right back to Ray One, and he's gonna break it down for you guys the way he sees it.
Yeah. So right now we got some interesting things happening here. I think it's pretty crazy when you really look at it. So if you look at New Orleans, for example, New Orleans win 29 games in the season. The Timberwolves in seventh with 42, 42 wins. That difference is so vast. Like to think that there's a possibility that a team that might only win maybe like 35 games could come and take out a team that win. Let's say 44. Let's say Timberwolves win. We actually got like 10 games left. So let me say for in a worst case scenario, the Timberwolves win three more games, 45 wins. That's still a lot of wins when you think about it.
Hmm.
To think about that is just absolutely insane. Insane. Like they need to put some sort of condition on this playing tournament. If you exceed um such and such a if the gap between you and this person is such and such, you can't there can't be a playing game or something like that. We ain't hearing you, Hakeem.
No, you still on mute
Yeah,
or something.
I ain't sure what
Well,
happening.
I don't think you on mute. I just don't think the mic is working. I think we can continue until we hear Hakeem
Yeah.
pop in.
Can you hear me, guys? No.
Yes,
Ah,
yes,
there we
yes,
go.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Ah,
Right,
the
you sound like
boy.
you were agreeing with what he was saying.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah. Basically, yeah. I was saying agreeing that either a certain amount of wins, if you get past, let's say 40, 45 wins,
Hmm.
you should be automatically able to go through. Or if there's a 10 to 15 point game difference in terms of wins, you should be automatically able to go through.
Yeah.
Because
Nah,
I,
bruv, you gotta
it,
prove that them 42 wins means something.
bro, but you have 42 games to prove it. Like you have 82 games to prove it.
Got-
And you
Yeah.
want, so it's
You
like
gotta continue.
that you've done something.
It's not nobody else's fault that the rest of the teams ain't perform the way they should have performed. So that's the way the system set up. Work with the system and prove that you deserve that playing spot.
Look, at the end of the NBA wants to generate revenue.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
more games is more revenue.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do understand the playing tournament. It does give teams the chance, and it does make it look interesting.
Yeah.
I think what will make it even more interesting is if you have a team that actually is in the playing tournament and then go on to win the NBA championship. Well, that will
That's
make it
crazy. Yeah.
worth it. Right? That will make it spectacular. That will make it worth it. But until then, if these teams just keep getting eliminated, like the ninth and tenth seed, just don't go through.
Yeah.
It's just like, what was the point of it? But the Pelicans, Lakers are ninth right now, so I mean, we need the playing tournament. I
Yeah.
ain't
Exactly.
saying no, but
But that's crazy. That's crazy to think that
it,
they could come and take out either the Wolves or the Clippers or whoever end up in the seventh or eighth seed. Because if you're looking at the standings right now for the West, the the Mavericks, Nuggets, and the Timberwolves are all literally right there next to
and
each
Jazz
other,
too.
and the Jazz too.
Jazz only,
Exactly.
yeah,
So that
Jazz.
fourth and seventh seed could change in a flash. As I think we got like 10 to 12 more games to end off the season. One of these teams could go on maybe just a 3 game losing streak, and one could go on a five, and that could be the difference between who and where and what at the end of the season. Wolves might
Hmm.
end up fifth seed, maybe even fourth. Who knows? Depending on how the Jazz ends off the season.
Exactly.
Like,
Cat gotta go off. Cat got hits more 60
yeah,
point
man.
games, boy.
Uh, Timberwolves.
We may not see too many of those.
I know I thought so after that game. I said, yeah, there was a poll on Instagram asking if you think that there would be any more 60 point games after that game. I was like, nah, probably not. And then Chris,
Eric.
Kyrie come and drop six. It was like, what?
He probably saw that poll. He was like,
Probably.
these NBA fans crazy.
So I can't say no because at this point anything is possible. This month has been
Yeah.
absurd regarding the scoring. Uh, but as I'm saying, the 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 possibility for change in the standings, especially there between that fourth to seventh seed, is is I know intriguing to say the least. Because maybe the Nuggets could fall into the plane now and then go play a different, then go play a team to get back in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that can happen here, and I am kind of scared uh, for the teams like for like Clippers for example. Kind of scared for them because the Lakers, LeBron, it only takes one game. Like anybody could get hot in a single game. It only takes one
Hmm.
game and you could be out easy just like that. Like it'd probably be scary having to play LeBron in that playing game. Or if Zion comes back to play with the Pelicans, with their full core,
I don't. I don't know
I
if I would
don't know.
risk that. I don't know if the Pelicans should really risk Zion. I for the playing tournament because first time his first game for the NBA season. You
Hmm.
don't know what shape he's gonna be in.
It's true.
You're gonna offset the chemistry of the team. So if Zion
Yeah,
was to come back,
yeah,
I
fair.
would let him come back. If they do make it out of the playing tournament, then start the playoffs possibly.
And
But
I feel like playoffs a different animal. You need some level of
Yeah,
ramp up before.
that's still risky.
it is,
Yeah.
but I would rather play him in the playoffs than the playing tournament.
Hmm.
At least playing tournament is one game. Well, yeah, one game. So I would rather play in there. But looking at these teams here, it's fair to say the Clippers, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Mavs should at least uh get into the playing tournament at bare minimum. They
Playoffs.
can't fall out. They can't fall. They can't follow the playing. Now the playing tournament because Lakers right. right now, if you look at the Lakers have 30 games, Pelicans 29. The Spurs are right there in 27,
Yeah,
and
I was
Trailblazers in
saying.
26. They could technically still eclipse one of those teams,
Yeah,
Lakers and
if the
Pelicans.
Pelicans go up on a horrible run, and the
Yeah,
Spurs end up winning some games, they can end up in the
e-
top seed easy too.
exactly. So, but it's fair to say it was 10 games left by basically, 10 to 12 games. It's fair to say the Clippers, Timberwolves, at the bare minimum, should make it any playing tournament at the bare minimum. So it's
But
like
I don't
it,
think I don't see anybody catching. Who you think catch the Timberwolves or the Clippers? I don't see.
but no, there's no one to catch them from in the Lakers. Pelicans
Yeah,
can't catch them,
exactly.
but it's just a matter of if it's going to shuffle. It's going to be a change of position between
Yeah.
Nuggets and the Mavs.
Hmm.
So I say at the bare minimum,
Hmm.
the Timberwolves and Clippers should make it to the play-in
Yeah,
tournament
yeah.
at the bare minimum. But it's just a matter of if Lakers can hold on. Because right now they have one of the toughest schedules for
Schedules.
the remaining
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
So it was encouraging to watch LeBron. Well, I say LeBron, but Lakers beat the Raptors, and that gave a bit of confidence there. But
You
once
know
they
what you
could
want to see LeBron
But
too.
then and then they went
once they
right back and lose to the Wizards
yeah, it was
after
that's what I'm
LeBron
talking
scored
about.
38.
36, yeah, 38, 36. It was tough, but I just hope they could hold on, and then they got a chance. But the West, I think we'll say is much closer than the East actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
in terms
sure.
of that middle of the pot race there, especially
Yeah, yeah,
from 4 to 7.
but
Hmm.
for sure. But it's fair to say that that Suns
Yeah,
Grizzlies.
them
Have
set.
the Suns qualified? The Suns qualified, right? Yeah, yeah, basically qualified. Yeah,
Well, no,
they quite.
what will happen is, so you see the Suns got X next to their name on the standings.
Mhm.
That means they already clinched their playoff spot. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah, they already,
they
yeah, they already
can't,
catching.
yeah, no, they
Yeah,
can't get moved from the number 1
yeah,
seed.
exactly.
So once the Memphis Grizzlies probably just need to win maybe like 5 or so more games, and they probably be cleared. And as I say, we gotta watch out for the Warriors, because the Warriors can make a fall too because of
Yeah,
Curry's absence. So this can
and
be
maybe
an
that might help
interesting last 8
Timberwolves.
games.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I want the Timberwolves to play the Grizzlies because I feel like that could be a fun series in the playoffs. No, like I we play the Grizzlies, we
Hope for
draw.
it, bro.
Who you got to win?
Grizzlies,
Well,
of
I
course.
don't. I ain't got the
Must say, of
Grizzlies.
course.
Nah,
I got Grizzlies to
That could
win.
go anywhere right now. The way that the Timberwolves
Mm-mm.
playing right now, that could go anywhere. Truth. That would be
Nope.
that could be a surprise
Can't
series.
go against Ja, big man.
Anthony so
Can't go against
either.
Ja. Sorry, Cat, but
We
Ja's
got
the
we
man.
got we got we got a good set of pieces. Like I think the
I agree.
Grizzlies.
It would be a good game. I just want Grizzlies to win. That's all.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. But
yeah.
I feel like that series could go anywhere. I feel like that series going to 7 games. That's for sure.
But yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely, most definitely,
Most
most definitely,
possibly. Most possibly.
Yeah.
We can say
most
that.
possibly.
Most possibly.
If it were, yeah, yeah, if it were to happen.
Yeah. All right, people. So that's the breakdown for the West and the East conferences. Basically, we're going to skip our predictions for right now because we want to get into F1 and
Mhm.
talk about F1 and what happened in the season openers being a crazy day. Some highs, some lows. Happy for Team Red for sure. I think they deserve it. Charles Leclerc has been driving like crazy out of his mind. Had some decent battles today with Max Verstappen as well. So I don't know if you guys got to see what went on, any clips or anything. Any feedback from you guys?
Yeah, but I watched a little bit of the highlights, man. Uh, the Leclerc and Verstappen battles that be in the early parts of the race, and well, throughout the race on the whole, actually, those guys were
Hmm.
just going at it, going at it over and over and over, and Leclerc just keep taking the lead each time. It was
Yeah,
exciting to watch. Um, it's sad that. I mean, sad to a certain extent. It's sad that Max
it's
ended.
sad,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I
It's
was
sad
gutted.
that
I was so
Max
gutted.
end out the race like that. I heard him when he come saying like what he need
What
to
can
do.
we
Yeah,
do?
exactly. Man was
Yeah.
like we can't do anything. That's
I
so
said sorry.
depressing. You know, you the defending the reigning champion. You want to start off the season with a bang, and
Yeah, for sure.
your dreams get crushed by battery failure. Like that's
That's
heart.
pain. That's
Yeah,
pain.
that's heart wrenching there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's pain.
but it was an exciting race to start off the season. I can't really break down how the changes with the cars and what's not would
Yeah.
have what impact that would have. You could probably shed a little bit more light on that I guess he timed because I feel like Leclerc linked him, and I think he was up by like 5 seconds or something like that. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
for the most part of the race,
Hmm.
Leclerc was up by three against
Hmm.
Max. Max couldn't really keep pace with him. Actually, Max was trying harder, and he was losing tire traction much quicker than Charles was, and that caused him to be back 3 seconds or so. And then, like you said, it started to increase to about five later on in the race. So I gotta say, kudos to Ferrari and Charles for actually putting on a good race. That was nice to watch and to see the horses back on top where they should be. I think because generally this is a bit cheesy, but generally horses faster than bulls, right? So you know, like I'm actually happy to see that Ferrari could give the rest of the field a good run
Good
for the
challenge.
money, and it's good also to see Red Bull up there. Just a few reliability issues with the car. Now to talk about the changes in the design and what's not. Basically, they made a change in design for one reason only, for cars to follow each other closer for longer periods of time so that you can have closer racing for the fans. Um, Based on this first race, I think they've achieved that because for most of the beginning of the race, most of the guys were pretty close. No one was getting a lap super quick or anything like that. For a few laps, you could see even all the way down to 11th and 12th, 13th, those guys were battling.
Yeah.
And they continue to battle, actually. They were going back and forth. And I think this season is set up to be a great season. So I'm excited. I was gutted to see Max and Sergio Perez fall out at the end of the race. Like Sergio had one more lap to go. And just out of that corner, he spun out, battery died as well. So this is actually 3 out of 4 Red Bull engines that failed today, and it was tough to see. Pierre Gasly was
They
the
got
other
by the
one.
drawing board.
I don't know, man. Something is going on, and like I can't say that it's it's a surprise because it's a new era basically. So we expect reliability to play a factor. We expect some teams to have issues and what's not. I mean, even last season, Mercedes had some issues with power units. They had to switch out power units late in the season in Brazil and what's not. So this is kind of expected that you will have some challenges from each team. So is it's just hard to see it happen to Red Bull after they come out so strong and to see it happen so late in the race too, right? Like Max was guaranteed a second position, and right after the safety car ended, Charles got a good jump on him, which is good. I mean, he drove masterfully, so I'm definitely for Charles winning, no problems there. He beat Max hands down, but for Max and Sergio Perez being in second and fourth, so that's a lot of points. So they didn't score any points this week. Just think about Red Bull not scoring points
Yeah,
after
that's
coming
pain.
on so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. Like I said, Pierre Gasly was the other guy who's using the Red Bull engine. His engine caught fire today,
Yeah,
so he
that's
he
tough.
had to get out the race as well. But you know what? I gotta say, congrats to this man in number 16. He, like I said, drove masterfully. That battle between him and Max Verstappen going back and forth
Yeah, that was
was
exciting.
epic. I like I'm excited to see more of that going
Yeah.
on. I know we ain't talk about Lewis much so far, but hey,
Yeah.
Mercedes got a little ways to go. They got to go back to the drawing board and find out where they can get a couple of tenths here and there. I think this is one of the first times in a long time that we haven't seen Lewis in the top two on the grid. Um, Obviously, some other circumstances would have put him back, but generally, we expect Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton to be on the top of the grid. Last year and in previous years, we've seen Lewis and Valtteri go 1-2 or 1-3 or 2-3, anything like that.
Right.
And the only person that was really matching them was Max Verstappen. So this is going to be interesting to see the cars going back and forth. Racing is closer. Lewis is not really your guy. So this race question is like, all right, so was it Lewis or was it the car? Like did Mercedes give Lewis a good package to work with, and that's why he was able to destroy these other teams? And would we see a better Lewis this season if he could pull something out the bike and show that racing skill also has to do a lot with how you race these races. I don't know, but that Ferrari engine on fire right now. Haas is a team that came near dead last season, and we had Kevin Magnussen bringing the Haas up into a fifth spot,
Yep.
and he was battling Lewis today. So that tells you that that Ferrari engine is running. All teams just got to put together a good package, and I think we'll be in for an exciting season
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
All right.
All right. So, um, what are your thoughts about the 1-2, uh, for Leclerc and Sainz? All right. I don't know. I ain't sure how he's pronouncing name there.
Carlos Sainz,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, well deserved. I
Hmm.
mean, like I said, is unfortunate. Max had to be out or had to retire the car, but I thought that Sainz, if not second, he would have got third for sure. I don't think Perez had the pace to catch him, and Ferrari actually said this was late last season. They knew they couldn't win, but they they were the first team I think that said they were focusing on next season really early, and this was late last season. So you can see that the work has paid off, and I'm happy for Team Red. That's for sure. I'm
Um,
definitely happy for those guys. I don't know if this is karma for Max
Yeah.
Verstappen
for last year.
and
Yeah.
yeah from last year because
Yeah.
we all know the craze that went on
In the final
in that
race.
final race
Yeah.
in Abu Dhabi. We know Mercedes fans were pissed to the bone.
Exactly.
Max fans were excited. Yo, I was neutral. I thought it was a bit unfair, but at the same time, I still thought it led to great racing and a
Yeah.
good setup for this season, which it has, to be honest. It's just that from from a high, like a super high coming in to this new season, ending very low,
Yeah.
like at the back of the pack. And it was unforeseen, it's unfortunate, but I think Red Bull will figure it out, to be honest. They're really still running that Honda engine that they had. It's just that they bought the rights to use that engine and the team and the group that um I guess manufacture those units. So hopefully they can figure out something. But I'm very excited because the cars can follow closely, and this season is definitely going to be a hype season. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So,
Next week is another Grand Prix, people. So do not miss that. I'm telling you, Astro Bro's gonna bring it for you for
it's true.
sure.
All right. So we could do some predictions now for the
Yeah,
games
for
coming up
sure.
for this week coming in the NBA. So the first one that we have is the Bulls versus the Bucks on Tuesday. For me, the Bulls have been playing it quite lackluster over the past few games.
Antlers versus horns.
They got back Caruso, which is good. Glad to
Yeah,
see
that's
Caruso
Thanks, yeah.
back.
yeah.
Um, but as I said, they've
He's
been
gel well too, so it's not like he missed too much. I think he's gel well
yeah
so
he
far.
a decent player, one of those glue guys as you would say, and but nonetheless, there's this stat where you see the Bulls have like a 0-15 record against teams above 500, which is which
What? It's
is
0-15?
yeah, something like that.
Whoa.
or playoff teams, something like that.
They beating small fish
Yeah,
basically.
bad. So it's interesting to know that and see how that's going to play out in the playoffs. But as I said, they haven't had a healthy, their full team healthy. For a while. Actually, they got back Patrick Williams. He's supposed to play either tomorrow or today. I think they might have a game today. I confirmed that. But yeah,
Is Lonzo scheduled to come back to
I
return?
ain't have
I
a
can't
clue. I ain't
recall.
hearing any updates on
I
Lonzo
haven't
at
heard any of
all.
this, but
At all. So I don't know if you can be seeing him in the playoffs or until next season. I didn't see anything
Might be
say that he
saving
had a
him.
season-ending injury either. So,
yeah.
but
Might be trying to sneak him in the playoffs. Who knows?
uh, but I would say between for this matchup, uh, I gotta go with the Bucks. I think Giannis might be out. I am not sure either. That's the next thing. but I can go with the Bucks on
Ah,
this
there's a
one.
tough one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if Giannis, oh, I think Bulls got a better package with
Well,
the star players. Oh, to
fair.
be honest.
But I don't think it was anything significant for Giannis. He might just be, a
Mhm.
little bit knocked up. He probably will come back and play the next few games. Once he has some rest, and this is the next game that they're going to play too. So, um,
But it's this game, if you don't mind me
Tuesday,
asking. For Tuesday?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't know. You're going with Bucks. I was gonna go with Bucks, but then you mentioned Giannis possibly being out, and I'm like, I don't know, cause he's a big driving factor in their
yeah,
offense and
correct.
defense.
He is the driven factor.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think if Giannis is out, I gotta go with Bulls, but I can't put that if factor in my prediction, right? I gotta
Yeah,
go
Cannot, cause
you got to
all
pick one.
all in or none at all.
Nothing
So you
exactly.
know what? I can go with Bulls, man.
Hmm.
I gotta go with Bulls. Yeah, for sure.
What
Bulls
about
for
you,
me.
Hakeem?
I'm going with the Bucks today. I'm going with the Bucks. Well, normally Bulls on my team, but I think I go with the Bucks today. Bulls have been playing low. They've been not really on a winning streak as of late.
Mhm.
I don't know what's happened since the All Star break per se.
Hmm.
Caruso being back is a good factor for them,
Yeah,
But I still believe the Bucks have a little too much at this point in time because the Bulls team is not healthy. If the Bulls team was healthy, I would have the Bulls to go all the way. But right now, they're missing
Who else
Lonzo
is
and it's
out in?
showing.
Who else
Lonzo's
is
Lonzo. The fact that Lonzo is out alone, it put a lot of pressure on Demar. Demar was having an outstanding season, still is,
but
but
Caruso is a
a good driver, a good defender
provider,
as well
yeah.
too.
Like he,
But
yeah, and he can also ditch them out. So I feel like, anyways, I don't want to influence your
yeah, but
prediction, right?
I
Fuck
can't
off.
influence. I go with the Bucks the Bucks this time around. I think Demar started to not. I don't want to say really tired, but it's hard to maintain such a phenomenal scoring streak. So I think he's starting to tire a bit. But so I'm going with the Bucks. Hopefully Giannis is back, but even if not, I think Bucks will still have enough to pull off the win. For that game.
yep.
Cool.
All right, next matchup, we got the
Interesting to see
Nets
that.
versus the Grizzlies. That's on Wednesday.
This gonna be good
Who you
because
got,
This
this one
this
Hakeem?
is
is
an
gonna
away
play
game.
in
This
Memphis.
this is an away Memphis.
Memphis at home.
I'm going with the Nets. I'm going with Nets. I'm going with
Yeah.
Nets. I don't expect.
You
I don't
know who
expect. I
just
don't
popped
expect.
up and he
I
had
don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't expect. I don't expect Curry to have another 60-point game. But I
Uncle
expect
Drew.
Curry,
you
Curry
know
and
who just popped
KD.
up and he had
Uncle Drew.
They
Uncle
they
Drew.
they they be doing it. I got Nets all the way for this. Nets for sure. Nets for sure. 'Cause every game is a
a,
really a must win game
a
for them.
healthy Nets
And
team
they, they,
would
they don't
definitely give
they want to
Grizzlies
make
a
sure
run.
that they're not in the playing tournament.
Yeah.
If they could get the playing tournament, that'd be great
Yeah.
news for them. So I think they're going to treat every game almost as if it's a playoff game.
Yeah. And,
They're only two game. They're only about 4 games behind Cavaliers to the sixth seed. So they're going to really take it seriously. They have no choice but to win just about almost every game
I
possible,
I
and
100% agree.
especially with the Hornets and Hawks so close behind them.
Hmm.
I
Full
think
analysis,
they're
boy.
going to bring high intensity for every game,
Yep.
and knowing that
Mm.
Curry, when he play away games, he's getting ample rest.
Hmm.
And I think these last few games, I think is about 11 games for the Nets. They're gonna make sure. I don't think there are many home games. So sorry, there are not many away games, I should say. So Kerry has to ball out on every away game he has left back to play this season
Hmm.
to make sure that they have a chance of getting to the sixth seed or at least
Yep.
staying in the playing tournament.
I like that
So Nets for
analysis
this,
from
Nets
us.
for this, Nets for this.
I like that. I like that. I think you could really skip to the Nets
Yeah, I
matchup
think
because
everybody going Nets.
Everybody
everybody
going
know
Nets.
Yeah.
for sure.
This.
Nobody believe in a Ja. Nobody. You also believe in. Nobody believe in Ja.
I don't
Man,
believe
no.
in Jao and Curry on the court, but I
Uh,
mean, like, I feel like it's going to be a good game, a good
Mhm.
matchup.
Mhm.
I'm not going to lie, but the fact that you got a sniper and a snake on the same court, I mean, on the same team, and possibly going to be on the court at the same time for the most part, I think that's a good matchup for Grizzlies. We don't know if the Bears could claw them, but hey, hopefully we get a good game. But I want Nets to come out on top for sure.
Yeah, Nets for me. I think that's an easy pick once Kyrie's playing. He should be.
Mhm.
Uh, so and Hakim explained it well. They're in a dire
Yeah, for
situation where
sure.
they need to get as many wins as possible. So I think they're going to pull out all these stops, even though it's just a regular season game.
I also like the points he made that he's rested
Hmm.
and he coming off of that 60, so
Yep.
he's definitely going to have a good game for
All right.
sure.
So the last prediction for the day, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the Nuggets on Thursday. Nuggets playing at home. What are your
Nuggets
thoughts,
playing at
Hans?
home. I like the Suns. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to go against the Suns, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I really like the Suns. I mean, to be fair, all the teams in the NBA, well, all the teams that are in nice seed positions are playing good basketball,
Hmm.
right? But Suns have shown me longevity for this entire season,
Hmm.
and I going with the Suns. I ain't seeing nobody beating the Suns right now. I going with the Suns.
I can, I can, I can't take that one away. Either like the Suns have been excellent, even with CP3 out. Booker has came back and rallied the team, playing exceptional basketball. And I think
Strong
it's
locker
funny
room
that
players,
nobody is
boy.
really speaking about them a lot as as title favorites or anything like that. I feel like that
But that's the same thing like when. But then again, you just mentioned title favorites. I thought you were going to say like mention them in the sense like them need mentioning because
yeah.
they've been already
I,
there.
I
Like
guess so, but I mean, but
yeah,
if it was a different team right now that was on the top of the conference, I feel like you would
Warriors, if it was
yeah, if it
Warriors on
was the
top,
Warriors, if it was the Lakers, if it was any team like that, it would have been a a whole big discussion. But
those
I
are
a,
big
guess
a
market
lot of
teams
people
too.
don't pay homage
yeah,
to the Sun anyway, so I ain't even
yeah,
surprised. I ain't even surprised that the Suns game. But you know what? This is good because now we can actually get to see the sunshine
yeah,
like they have
yeah,
for the most part.
yeah.
So
Saw what you did there.
I happy that it is. Yeah, I that's good. That's good. You catching on, you catching
Well,
on.
me thinking about this game,
Go Nuggets. I know the Sun can beat the Nuggets, but go with the Nuggets at home, please.
They eat them too.
it
Yeah,
really,
for
it
sure.
really,
You left
it
them
really,
crispy,
we
man.
all put a bonus on this front on these games because
It,
everybody did the same predictions
if you
basically.
want,
No,
if
I think
you
no, I think you did.
no,
I think no, Has you did a different one for the first one.
yeah.
yeah,
Has you
I
chose
sure
that,
did.
yeah.
I going
But
three and all this week, buddy.
cap. But I gotta go with the Suns. The Suns just been playing at a really good level.
He
It's
do
hard.
all
It's
that to
hard.
City Suns.
Yeah, I was saying
It's hard.
he
Like it's
went through
hard not to
all of
say
that.
it. Like the Suns just winning. They're finding a way to win. They got CP3 is out, but they've not really lost a beat. They've not skipped a beat.
Them
The
resting CP3 B. I'm
Yeah, at this
telling you,
point,
Adrian Aiden playing well.
playoffs coming. Them
It
resting
could
CP3.
be. He's injury prone when it comes. But but
he
they're
slate
just
shade,
playing.
he slate shade on in there.
Yeah,
But they're just playing good basketball. I can't go against it. I can't go against the Suns, man. I just cannot. No, at this stage in the season, they've proven that they're in an elite tier right now.
you
Right.
don't
They're the
believe in
only
Jokic right
team.
now?
They're the only team in NBA with over 50 plus wins.
Yeah.
So I I can't go against them right now. It'd be
Mm,
crazy.
that's fair. That's fair. Right, Vaughn,
Yep.
I can give you the honors to close it off for the team, buddy.
That is easy. So thanks for all the persons that came out to watch this stream again. We love to see you in here. We encourage you if you have any thoughts, any comments, any queries, put it in the comment section. If you rewatch the video, put it in the comment section there. Follow us on Hashtag Bros at Hashtag Bros on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Hit a like if you haven't already liked it, and it would help us out a lot. And we hope to see you back on the next one. So, peace out, guys.
All right.
Peace.
Wait, I got something to say
Wait,
quickly.
no, quick one. Tell me.
Yeah, last week we actually missed a live chat, but we got that covered, people. So we are going to be active in the live chat. So please hit up the live chat if you feel to. Feel free to do that for sure. We
Correct.
can definitely get to those.
All right,
All right.
peeps. Have a good one.
Yeah, boys out.
Alrighty. Last